Have too much stress in your life? Want to relax and enjoy? You have come to the right place. At Feel Good Services and the Kabangule music business, we have the programs for you. Feel Good Services offers reflexology and relaxation, music therapy, and strategic advice. At Kabangule Music Business, we offer the joy of singing, recording your voice, and providing you with concert opportunities to allow yourself to be known, or just for sharing the joy of music with others. Check us out at www.kabangulereflexology.com or www.kabangulemusic.com, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 613-518-6607 or dial our toll-free number within Canada or the US at 1-877-837-3435. Your pleasure is our joy. You will not regret taking the time to see what we have to offer. Do not hesitate. Call today.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for get your time and then to be in this meeting. It's just a strategy meeting that for you and for those who we are demonstrating field goal services in the future, so they have to know the fundamental of what they have to do in field goal services and what is about exactly field goal services. So I've been speaking to two languages, French and English. And then if anybody has a question to the language, feel free, because this is the equality language here in Canada, French and English. There is no languages above or on top of another language. So we speak the two language, official language. Field goal services is located first here in Ottawa at 858 Bank Street, Unit 100. Field goal services the office was opened on May 1st, 2013. Why have you choose to open field goal services? The main reason that we choose to open field goal services is to heal brother and sister here in Ottawa and in Canada, and around the world everywhere. So we started here in Ottawa where we live in. The point that field goal opens is to provide a lot of service. So field goal services can have more than under service in the future. So it can provide any service for health, for information about some sickness, for interview, for a lot of and all the stuff. But the 3 points that we start for the beginning is with psychology, music therapy, and strategy advisor. Till now, field goal services have a great progress since May 2013, and today on October 3rd. So the progress has been known to people. We have some clients already, so we are progressing. So that's field goal services. I repeat, the point for field goal services, the main reason that field goal services is built today is to heal people. Why we are healing people? Because more and more the sickness, we are facing another type of sickness since the century start. More people are suffering spiritually, soul, spirit, because the science has been so focused to the physical body. So they create a lot of machine, a lot of medications that can heal the body. But we forgot that the body is connected to the soul and the spirit. You can heal the body, but if the spirit is not strong at all, you will always get sickness all the time. So, field goal services is a science in the psychology Reflexology is represent a science in figure services. So from reflexology, we add more in the future. We can have therapy for mind, for behavior, and for thinking how people can think correctly and how people can try to read the next step without emotion of anger, or how people can be released from the past to think about the right moment that we are in the present time and to focus for the future. This is why the physiology is a science who have been discovered 4,000 years ago. I repeat, reflexology have been discovered 4,000 years ago. It means that before them to discover it, reflexology will exist for a long time that no one can say exactly how long that reflexology have been discovered. We know 400 years, but who started, we don't know. In Egypt back in the time. So that's for physiology. The science, so figure services, we focus in physiology to heal brother and sister here in the national capital of Canada. That's our point. Now the question is, how many citizens knows brother and sister here in Rawa knows reflexology? Are they believing on it? That's the questions now. Point one. The question that we are asking ourselves today. So reflexology is not known here in Canada. In the United States, they always introduce reflexology in the hospital, in the clinic. Here in Canada, reflexology is in progress. Step by step, more reflexologists is coming, they're taking lessons. That's why today in Canada, you can find in every city, even one physiologist can be in every city in Lawa. If you search, you will find that we win now. Our goal of Figure Services is to make the physiology known here in our city, national capital of Ottawa. Why? Because the city is a mirror of Canada. The city is a place that thousands of people around the world are leaving the country to come here to visit the parliament, to visit, because every representations of the government of Canada, you will find it here, is a mirror, is a symbol of Canada, this national city. We have a science, we have a good hospital, we have a nice financial system here, but why people still complaining? Why people still don't feel good? Because the stress is so high in the city. This is why we decide to try. We cannot, we can never, because the stress is so important in our life. Sometimes when we are focusing to something, when we are under stress, we can get the result. But stress can become a negative energy when we cannot control it. And stress can create the what we call psychological comportamental. It means that our behavior will be affected and our mind will be affected by the stress, by the negative stress, and that will bring us to the sickness. So, yes.
Sorry, could you just repeat that part again? I didn't quite catch the terminology you used when you said stress can become negative energy and it can...
Yes, stress can become a negative energy if you cannot control it. So I said stress can help you. Stress can help you when you are under stress. For example, you want to build something. When you are under stress, you can work hard for you to maintain your aptitude and your ability for hard worker. And stress, if it's not under control, if the stress cannot be controlling, it will become a negative energy that will affect the mind, that will affect the behavior, and now it will bring you to the bad actions, and those bad actions will give birth to the negative result that will be bad for our society here, and that won't be contribute for our country, especially for our beloved cities. This is about stress. So, as a psychologist, we introduce this in field goal services to try to reduce the damage of the uncontrolled stress, the stress who can become a negative energy. That's why field goal services is built. First mission is to reduce the stress by relaxations, to reduce the stress by some exercise, to reduce the stress by degree fitness, to reduce the stress by talking with the persons, not to know a lot from his past, not to know a lot of stuff from his present, not for his issues, but to know for his present moment what he's expecting to go and what is his goal. This is what physical services will be, as like the two fundamental key of physiology. Saying like this, physical services, the two fundamental key of physical services is to help somebody to know is a lot from his past, know a lot from his personal issues, but to know a lot from his present time. What you want exactly, and for his future, what is gonna be. That figure services. This is the strategy place that is connected to physiology. We will provide more exercise of change. So change need to be acting by exercise every time and every moment. And this will help brothers and sisters here. This is the questions. I come back again to the questions. Is the people knows about physical services? I can say some people, but if we can do the statistic of our business from May, June, July, August, September, October, today we are doing to see where we're coming from May until today. Are we on the good way, or we failed to some missions, to some commissions? This is what we need to do today and to know which way to go. So far, so good? So far, so good? Any question?
J'ai pas compris. Les dernières parties que tu as dit.
Hein?
J'ai pas compris les dernières parties que tu as dit.
Dernière partie?
Oui.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai dit, dernière partie?
Ah non, je ne comprends pas parce que je ne comprends pas les
Dernière partie.
derniers mots que tu viens de dire. Donc, dernière partie.
Oui, dernière partie, on parle si les gens connaissent Figo Services. Notre bilan depuis le mois de mai jusqu'à aujourd'hui, mois d'octobre. C'est quoi notre bilan? So today now we are talking about the strategy. How can feel good can touch soul, mind, body and spirit of citizen of Ottawa, brother and sister who live here. We know in this city, it's very busy city, that people are more focusing to the issues, to their work. It's a hard work city, more business, and the government is doing what it can do for people. But in this moment, like I said, that the government of Canada have been provide a lot of material in science for the physical body. Now they are trying to figure out how they can add for the behavior. Because if we got more people in the city who doesn't behave very properly, the jail will be full. And we will need to double the number of police officials, because there will be, after, like in the United States, gun shoot in school, in the hospital. You know why? Because the stress is so high. There is no time for relaxations. There is no time of exercise, of change. This is why we don't want that to happen in our beloved city. The first strategy is a propaganda of reflexology, big promotions. We will be using every single thing that's required for us to get known, from south, Ottawa south, to Ottawa west, to north Ottawa, to the east Ottawa, and in the south to the central Ottawa. The first mission is the city of Ottawa. Figo Services will do every single thing that's required for us to be known from east to west, from north to south, and the center of this city first. But we will use now the technology of the present time. We will use what is necessary for us to pass the message to every level, kid level, junior, worker, police officer, retirement house, student at school, teacher, mom at home, daddy, even the soldier, even government worker. Everybody need a relaxation time, even once a month, or once a week. Canada people need to be relaxed. Because if we don't do that, we will become like United States of America. We have to use everything is necessary for us to obtain the result, and our result for the first time, for the first point, is feel good services through reflexology to be known first. How can you use for this to be known? That's now the questions. How people will know us. How people will know that Feel Good Services is providing 3 options that can reduce, that can give somebody a relaxation if for 1 hour. Canada is basic in the service. A lot of Canadians doing services. We're helping each other in service. By doing this, it means that the responsibilities as a Canadian citizen is, we have, I can say 4 or 6 responsibilities. But I will take one of those of writing in our constitution for our responsibilities is to help one another. That is our responsibilities as people who live in this country, to help one another is a responsibility that we are doing to keep and protect our country. What we by protect country is to take care of human being. This is written in our law and in our constitution. So Feel Good Services is responsible business. It's a business who is built to help, like it's been written to our constitutions, that help one another is a responsibilities. So we need to help one another. We need to give one another help that is in need. So for us, what we provide for this beautiful country is relaxations, is exercise of change, is to try to give food of spirit, food of soul, and food of our body. This is what Feel Good Services is basic, is focusing for this moment, for this time. And we will add soon the 4th service soon, that will be sitting with the Vice President of KMB, who is the Secretary of Feel Good Services, to try to add the TCC, Therapy Comportemental for Mind and Emotions.
Can you repeat that again, please?
therapy, comportemental,
How do you spell that, sorry?
Comportemental. Behavior.
Thank you.
Mind and emotional. That is the service that we'll be adding soon. My favorite services.
C'est-
Comportement.
Oui, comment on appelle
Comportement. Hein?
CTT.
TCC. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I'm just, because I have to go back. So it's reflexology, exercise of change, and what was the third one? Before the fourth?
No, exercise of change is in the new programs of the therapy that I gave today, that I gave the therapy comportemental, you know?
Oh, okay.
That is
So
in
that's part of the
part
fourth.
of, yes.
So the three that we have right now
But now,
is the reflexology,
reflexology,
music therapy, and strategic
advisor,
advisory.
and then
Okay.
add this
And then
one.
that one, which is part of exercise of change.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for the clarification.
You're welcome. We try to give orientations for those who are dependent, to help those who are dependent to alcohol, to give exercise for those who are dependent to drugs, to those who are dependent to anything that cannot heal. So the TCC can help people, giving them exercise, provide them the change, exercise of change that they need. That the new programs that we'll be doing. We'll be focusing. Yes,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Does that also include like depression?
yes, depressions.
Thank
Yes.
So mental.
Yes, mental
health.
mental
Mental
health.
health. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like we said from the beginning, the government of Canada have provide a lot of material for the physical. That for the mental, there is a small place that you have to find to go and seek for a mental. This is the mental who push somebody to act badly.
Right.
So from the new programs that we add, we will be acting not to seek for the past of the person, but the actual situations of his life, where he is now, what he's doing, and what is requiring, what is his wish. So what we can now trying to give him exercise that we can heal him step by step for him to be back in the society normally like everybody. And that will help us to reduce the dangers of our society. That will help us to reduce the physical sickness and to be so profitable benefit for the government of Canada and for us who live here. This is the new programs. So how to reach people now? Anything without actions equals zero. I will provide you the two difference of thinking of two different people. Rich and poor. Who is rich and who is poor? I'm not talking about material. I'm talking about the knowledge and ignorance. Rich means somebody who have more knowledge. Poor means somebody who is ignorant. Is somebody who denied the knowledge. As you know, as I know, human dignity cannot be denied. Why? Because human dignity is based on respect and comprehension. Rich, somebody who have a knowledge, think by he have a ID, and this ID will become in actions, and that actions will bring a result. Mind, we call ID, plus actions equal result. It means that the rich person, so somebody have a knowledge, he have a confidence to himself, he have assurance, he believe to the knowledge, and that will require actions, and this action will become a result, to provide a result of this ID. And the poor one, the ignorant people, he have a programations who bring his ID, and his ID will bring actions, and the action will provide the result. The ignorant person
Oui.
he have a programations, and the programmation will bring him to the ID, and the ID will provide him the actions, and the actions will provide the result. If we can see the difference between the two different people or the two different groups, we see this, the first one that we call the rich person, have a ID plus actions, and it provide results. So when his ideas come fresh in his mind from the universe message, he will not hesitate. He will not say that. He will not doubt. He will try to find the action that required for his idea to become a reality that we call result. So for the ignorant people, he got a programmation. Is the programmation means. So before I go there, it means that the formula from the rich person is ID plus A, actions, equal R. So I, this is our code, I, A, R. ID, actions, result. If we go to another side, we see it starts with P. Programations, ID, action, and result. The difference between the two, you see, somebody who have a programations cannot get the new ID. He will reject the new ID because he's become like a robot. He is in execution life. He will act every single thing he has been told. He will ignore the new ID. He will never get the new ID. because it's always in programations. It's like the car. The car is always in programations. You take the key inside, you start it, every single thing engine, every single thing inside knows that you will send this to this, this to this for the car to move is in a programmation. You cannot change the car conceptions because if built like that, create like this. That's a programmation. So the ignorant people have a programmation inside. So every single thing can face them. If it's not, the thing is not in the programations, they will ignore it. That's the difference between the two groups. We choose the IRR. New idea come fresh. We sit, we write from the first step and the last step of this idea, and we will analyze to see what is required for this idea to get in actions. And when we will make now the planification of our actions, the action that we call beneficial actions and the volunteer actions that will bring us to the result, that as Feel Good Services member of administration, we are working with the IRR. ID, actions, result. We are not those who work with the programations. Because those who made those programations, they didn't be programmed in the past. That's why I'm saying that. To be clear, Feel Good Services is the new idea. Feel Good Services is a new visions. Feel Good Services is a new hope from the city, from this country. And that will affect every country around the world. Because it's a fresh idea. It's a new idea that never been before. So, if now we go, we do the statistic of people here in Ottawa. From 1 to 10, we will see 8% live in programmation. Just 2% are open to receive a new idea, ready to receive a new opportunity, ready to get in the new moment of their life. It means independent people. As it's been written in the book of Constitution since 1882, that everybody have a right to express themselves and everybody have a right to create every single thing that will help this country. As those who live in this country, we are following this law, the 1882 law on our constitutions. So we will express ourselves. We will use everything that will make us express, because no one in this country will stop us from the goodness of this beautiful nation. From the pioneer who write in the book, they left for us today to continue their missions from sea to sea. That's why we call this country dominion, means power. It means that the hard worker who build this country, creativities build this country, new up, new land. They left Britain, they left England, they left France, they left Italy. They built Canada, this country, with new ID, with the IRR. They didn't bring stuff from British here. They didn't bring stuff from France here. They built Canada differently from where they've been born, because those people was not in the PIRR. They was not in the programmation of England. If they was there, they could never build this country the way it's unique in this earth. Feel Good Services will be unique. Feel Good Services will provide stuff in unique stuff. Will be nobody will face us, because what we're doing is a new fresh ID from ancestors and the pioneer who left the country with a new ID, because there they will be stuck. They could never speak out. They could never create, because those who were before them say that that's it, you just follow what we have been done. And now they get in the new land, the promised land. They build the highway never seen in the world. They create a peaceful society. They create a policy system. They create the economy system. They create every single thing new. That's why we are continue. We are Canadian. We never stop to create. We will create the new fresh idea for our century to remain the century of joy and happy. That's why Feel Good Services will never be afraid to anyone to speak out our mind. We can be among thousands of doctors around the world. We can be around those who say they are scientific. We can prove that physiology works with human being. We can prove that music is part of mind, spirit, and body. We can prove clinically, scientifically, that the strategy is very good for somebody because it brings orientations. We can prove that the therapy, comportamental, and emotions is so benefit for people in Canada, especially in this country, because it will give people who are stuck on PIRR to start to get exercise of change, exercise of to try to open their content. There is two things that I have to add here. When you put stuff in the table, I put the stuff on the table. If I want to add more stuff like on the table, if the table is full, there won't be a way that we can add stuff. So what we can do, we have to take some stuff away to put the new one. But if the stuff that is already on the table is so important, are we going to take that out? What will be the solutions? The solution will be simple: to try to create more space that every content will be get placed on the table. Our brain is like that. So people who are stuck in the programations from the T, C, See, so therapy, comportment, emotion, we help them to open the space of the brain, because when there is too much information and the space of our brain is stuck and things become slow like a computer, it means that emotionally we be down, our blood pressure will become down, because too much information. It's like you put a lot of stuff on the table and there is no way that you can add. So today we are in 2013. Things change. Things are not the same. So how can you do as a Canadian, as Kabeng music business, as Feel Good Services, how can we do to add this new program in the brain of our citizen, that Feel Good Services will be acceptable, like McDonald's is now known to everybody. So we don't need to say that what the doctors or a nurse are doing is not necessary. No, it is really necessary. So we need to add. So Feel Good Services is not a revolutionary stuff. No, it's just a new, fresher stuff that has been started 4,000 years ago, before BC, before Christ. So it means we need to act intelligences. We need to create more activities. We need to create more conference. We need to create more knowledge, a lot of informations. We have to provide the informations, but these informations must be in oneness with our time, in our moment. Then from young to senior, from junior to senior can be happy to be part for in any of one of our activities. This is what we call progress. The first thing we do is informations, to pass informations. How we do it? By creating a show, creating DVDs that will be shared everywhere, because we are not ashamed, because we are doing what is been written in the constitutions, that everybody is creating equal. Everybody have the same right to speak, and everybody have a right to express his idea that can contribute in the progress of these beautiful nations. This is what we create Feel Good Services. This is why Feel Good Services is now in actions since May 2013, May 1st. We are doing what the pioneer start. We are not in the programmation of what they did. No. We are continuing for the progress of this country. In 2013 is a new century. Is the 21st century is a century of a lot of change. So we have to face those change. For those who remain in the programations, those people, when they're facing change, they get under depressions. They're getting under stress because they're thinking to release from the programations to the new ID is like a baby. When he gets birth, he's always crying because he's separate to his mom, to his mom. That the baby will make crisis, will do crisis, but they always ask the mom to take care of the baby, to give him more relaxation, until the baby will understand that he is now independent. So we have now to make people of Canada dependent from the medications. We have to make them independent from the machine that they create. We have to make them independent of alcohol, independent of drugs, start from high school. We have to make them independent from what is stuck in their mind in the past, that they don't see the future. We have to let them know, they have to feel it, and experiences they change on Feel Good Services. We hope and we believe that Feel Good Services will become a center, a big center in Canada, that people will come who have a mental problem, who have a blood pressure problem, people who have a heart attack, people who have a prostate, people who have a pancreas, people who have certain way, so any sickness can come the Feel Good Services and they can get healed. Because Feel Good Services will hire a lot of nurses, some doctor too will be part of Feel Good Services. We will work with a lot of musicians, instructor of music. Feel Good Services will have more than 1,000 concerts, married concerts. Feel Good Services will provide to people, immigrant people, people from the First Nations, people from Europe we make oneness. Today, Feel Good Services will dispatch the information to everybody, to the new immigrant. We will give them the information that is necessary. That is type of services that we provide. We will create more than 1,000 partnerships around the world. We cannot work alone. Feel Good Services cannot work alone. Feel Good Services, we work with the Institution of Earth, Institution of Department of Music, and we will work with the Orientation Counseling, we work with the Marriage Counseling, we work with a lot of counseling, and we work with a lot of center of therapy. Feel Good Services, we have more than 2,000 psychologists. Feel Good Services, we have more than 4,000 relaxation psychologists. Feel Good Services, we have more than 2,000 therapists. Feel Good Services, we have what is required for relaxations. Because we be the government of Canada, we understand us. the day will be ready, the day that the book of Figo service will be done. Then we will present it to the person who is qualified for the new ID. We will present our ID without fear, without we in conscience that we are doing 1882 law, constitutional law, that the Canadian have a right to create. This is what we do. We have to create our book of Figo services that we call it our Bible. It means we will present that book to the government of Canada when the book will be done. We will write every single thing, our vision for the beginning and the end. Every single thing that we require for this business, for these services that we provide in Canada can assist even 10 million of Canadian here, because we are more than 30 million. That we can reduce a little stress. We know that Figo services will face the hard moment. It will become one moment that we will even try to give up. Because we face people who are living in PIRR. It will be so hard for them to understand for the first time. But we never give up like the pioneer who built this country. They did never give up, because the end, the idea that they were from overseas become reality. This is where we are living today. We continue these missions. Figo services must be known. That our first missions. And creating the book of Figo services that will be presented to the government of Canada. That we prepare a conference, that we invite the MP, that we invite some doctors, that we invite some therapists, those who are in science, that we tell them what is the new idea that we bought here in this country. And we will need help, like every services here in Canada need help. We need help. We will create, like we said, a lot of partners, and the government of Canada will become our official partner. We cannot work alone. Figo services cannot work alone. It's a services that we provide. We will need to be connected with the doctors, hospital, relaxations, therapy, every single thing that we can give orientation for those who are in need, but they don't know where to go or where to start. So Figo services is like an agency to anybody who can call us if we don't have this service in Figo services. We can send the person to our partner. We cannot walk alone. because too much stuff to be done in Canada. So much to do, so much to be done. That requires sacrifice and require conscience, divine conscience, a conscience that will bring us to the new hope, a hope to see brothers and sisters here in our city helping one another, assisting one another. That's what Feel Good Services we provide. So much stuff to be done. It's not gonna be easy for us. We will face a lot of movement. We will be some people will be facing us. Those who still in the proclamations on 19th century, those who live in 20th century, they cannot accept us easily. We have to convince them. We do every single thing required for Feel Good Services to become an official partner of Earth Canada. We work night, morning, evening. We work in our dream for that to become a reality. This is the idea that we have. You have now the idea of Feel Good Services. Let now us to remain faithful, we who are here in this moment. Let take away the small mountain of proclamations with God, with our Heavenly Fathers, to the pioneer, the hard worker who built Montreal, who built Toronto, who built Vancouver, who built Edmonton. They create, and they was living in faithful to themselves. They was trusting themselves. They face a lot of stuff. They face a lot of change, but they never give up. They continue until today. We, as a Canadian, to these new generations, we never give up. We continue these missions because we are those who never give up. Canadian is a courage. Being Canadian is being a energized person. Canadians contribute in everywhere around the world. In the war, Canadian was there to help people from Germany. Canadian assist people from the Doctor Without Border. There is a lot of our brothers and sisters Canadian are there, helping brothers and sisters around the world, going to the world, giving food, serving. We are those who doesn't have a border in our spirit. We are without border in spirit. We go to every dimensions of creations. We will create because with God everything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? If there is a questions, and then I'm ready to answer. Questions so far? It means that everything is clear.
I must say thank you to you because this has made it a lot more clear of exactly where we're totally all going. We had part of the vision, but to the degree and the clarification, it's much more now, and as you say, now we have to go and find our ways, use our technology to get us known and start as like a seed, right? A seed, we put a seed into the ground and we have to nurture it and everything so that it grows. And that's what we have to do now is you've given the seed and now we have to find that water, that sunshine, those nutrients that are required so that we can grow and get to what, like a seed, say it's an apple seed, it becomes an apple, there's an apple tree and that, so you see the fruits of your labors and that, and so this is where we are going now, and we just have to pray, and as you said, with God all is possible, and we can keep going and try and find out there what is available to us that we can do this, and as you said, there will be hiccups, there will be things that will take place, and it's just like with the seed, it starts to grow, but then all of a sudden you get the heavy rains, the storms. But a farmer doesn't give up and say, oh, that's it, my crop is all dead, I don't care anymore, that's just it. If he cares really about it, he will go and he'll do whatever he has to try and get that crop to continue to grow and become a harvest. And that, so as you say, it's progression and upwards. That's how. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think it's clear, and all that we need to be connected. We, as a Canadian, as you are, one day my joy is to see our name written in one book. As we see Jacques Cartier from France, he traveled 3 times the sea, Atlantic Sea, here, and he creates stuff. Today we can see him as a reference. Let us be the reference. Let our name be written in the book. Let us be remembering from the Queen that we can do something. It's possible if we are out of the proclamations. We are in the New Testament. We are not in the old one. It means that if a college, the day would have thousands of colleges here in the city, then we say our missions succeed. That's why we can now rest in peace when we see when we're gonna get, who knows, the cross of victory. That's our proud. When we be received by the Minister of Earth, that will be our joy and our proud. When we will talk with more doctors, when we start to help them as a person, as a human being, a doctor, that need to be relaxed before to help. When we be assisting our troop from, we work as a volunteer for the government. There's people, those young soldiers need assistance from the therapy, because what they have seen in the world is so much that they can never sleep, and when they sleep, they always think, and what the doctor do, they provide them a lot of medications, and after that, it becoming drugs. After that, it affect the digestive system, and the stomach cannot resist, and now it will create a lot of stuff. We are singing for those young people who defend our nation. So what are we going to offer them? So Figo services, we offer them. But I see, we offer them a help from the psychology, then they can get even one night or an hour of relaxations. That we work with the Canadian Air Force. We work with them if we don't have the small mountain. That's what I can say. So much to be done. So much to be done. The police official, they need relaxations for their work, to do it with joy. They need that. The nurse, they need that. It's time for Canada to relax, because we know. So may God, if there is no questions, may God bless this services that we provide here in this country, and may God bless everybody who will work for this service, because we are a worker for our nation, for Canada worker.